Wherever which country I go, I always say I want to move here.
I'm speechless, Kyrgyzstan.
I've explored much of South and East Asia, but Central Asia always felt like a mystery. For years, Kyrgyzstan lived in my imagination, a former Soviet country where 90% of the land is covered by mountains. I once dreamed of cycling through it, but this time, I chose to slow down and hike. One of the most stunning treks here leads to Kel Suu Lake, a remote alpine lake in the Naryn region close to the Chinese border. Reaching it isn't easy, especially in winter, so I decided to join a small group trip. I arrived in the capital, Bishkek, stayed a few nights, and met my Filipino friend Dessa. From there, we began our 10-hour journey towards Kilsu. We're about to start our Kilsu adventure. We're here in Bishkek. It's gonna be 3 days, and we will be joining different people right now. So here's our van. We're just having a quick pit stop here at Globus. It's actually the supermarket here in Kyrgyzstan. We're buying some essentials. So meron silang parang karinderya dito, pinagstopan namin. And yun yung nagustuhan ko kasi may option ka para mamili ng food and sobrang linis din nila. Paved roads slowly turning into rough, bumpy tracks as we climb higher into the mountains. We're going to a place that's like 30 kilometers away from the China, so we need to process a permit in order to go there. Yeah, and you need to process it in advance. We're currently at the Chinese border, so where we're going, it's connected to Chinese border control. So we have to go out right now. So they're gonna check the passport and you need to apply permit in advance.
Actually, we started traveling around 7 a.m. and it's already 7 p.m. right now, so it's roughly around 12 hours on the road, although we had a lot of pit stop on the way. And it's really nice because we're now at altitude 3,200, and along the way you will really see a lot of stunning landscape. Like, I haven't seen something like this because like when I was in Nepal, most roads are still unpaved, so here it's already paved and it's very convenient. And I think this is the last time that you can access this road because I think in the next few days it's gonna be snowy because winter is about to start. So we're gonna be staying here at a guest house.
So we just had a pit stop here at Water Canyon, Kasai. So it's literally out of nowhere. I can see anyone here, like it's just our group. It's freezing right now, like the river is frozen. And it's really cold, like we're 3,200 meters above sea level. We're in the middle of nowhere. We reached base camp at 3,350 meters above sea level. Winter had already arrived. It's already the first week of November. Everything felt quiet, vast, and untouched. What surprised me most was how accessible this high-altitude landscape were. Kyrgyzstan is far more developed than I imagined, with roads reaching places that in other countries would require days of trekking. And then finally settled into base camp for the night. The next morning, we started having breakfast at 8 a.m.
They said it's 11 degrees outside, but it really feels warm here because they have heater everywhere. Now we're having a breakfast right now. Bread, ham, cheese, and some... Anong tawag dito sa sauce? Sour cream. Pero sarap, no? I think this is the typical breakfast here in Kyrgyzstan. Really love bread. We're just waiting for the sun to go down because it's gonna be around 11 degrees right now and later it will be warmer.
Then started trekking at 9 a.m. The total hike is about 16 kilometers, and while horses are available, everyone chooses to walk. 9 a.m. we're about to start our trek. I think it's 4 hours going up. You have option actually if you want to take a horse, but we're all gonna walk up. So ito yung tea house namin. And then, makasama ko. And then yung van, actually this is accessible by car until here at the tea house. And then we're gonna walk up there until the lake. I think this is the first village we passed by. You can see in the yurts, during winter, they don't operate anymore. So we're staying at the guest house. This is the village. It's kind of small actually. The trail began flat, the weather was manageable, and was just a matter of proper layering. I didn't regret doing this in November. You feel the cold, but it makes the experience more real. We crossed rivers, took short breaks, and walked at our own pace. Sobrang ganda. Every minute nagbi-video talaga ako. Tatawid kami dito sa part na to kasi hindi na siya kaya ng daan. Yeah, it's only been 1 hour of trekking. Actually, it's very gradual ascent for the first 1.5 hours. So we've been walking for 4 kilometers already, taking lots of pictures. Yun, sobrang ganda. Like, literally out of nowhere, kami lang yung tao dito. Wow. And we're going to that lake. So it's gonna be a like 2-hour walk from here to get there. Yun, sobrang saya ko lang talaga ngayon kasi it's a different landscape, it's a different experience. Kyrgyzstan expectation versus reality. It's like this. Wow. Wherever which country I go, I always say I want to move here. Coming from the Philippines, the landscape are really unique here. Like alpine peak like this. They're just different when you see something different that's totally different from your culture where you grew up. Like you become open-minded. The farther we went, the more dramatic the views became. Endless valleys, snow-dusted peaks, and a silence you don't find in cities. As we climb higher, nearing 3,600 meters, the air grew thinner. Breathing became heavier. Every step required intention. Okay po sa butik. Wow. After 3 hours of trekking, we now arrive here at Kel Suu Lake. Kel Suu Lake is special because it's a hidden, ever-changing alpine lake. Tucked inside a dramatic canyon at 3,500 meters, its water appears and disappears with the season. And reaching it requires effort and permission. When we arrived, the lake was already frozen. We arrived here at Kel Suu Lake. This lake is so stunning. This lake was formed due to an earthquake happened long time ago. We are now at a lake that disappeared, but right now it's visible. Like during summer, you can actually take a boat to roam around the area, but since it's winter now, it's so beautiful. Very turquoise. Wow. I'm so speechless because it only takes like 3 hours to get there, and Kyrgyzstan is really stunning. Standing there surrounded by towering rock walls and absolute stillness, I realized something. Mountains don't impress you by being loud. They humble you by being quiet. They remind you how small you are and how lucky you are to be present. We spent about 2 hours by the lake before walking back. The return was shorter, but the weather had changed. Colder, windier, harsher. Still, unlike many hikes I've done before, this one felt deeply worth it, not just for the views, but for the experience itself. 5 p.m. We made it back to our tea house, our guest house. It's around 19 kilometers. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect we will walk around like that. I thought just like 7 kilometers going there. I never counted going back. Thankfully, I have company. We're gonna rest now to our accommodation and chill down, slow day. It's a really nice experience here. Like if it's your first time in Kyrgyzstan and you haven't seen anything, this is the best. That evening we gathered for dinner at base camp. Most of the group came from Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Russia, and us, Filipinos. Sharing stories, food, and warmth in the middle of nowhere became one of the highlights of the trip. We called it a night, tired but fulfilled. The next morning, we had breakfast in complete isolation. Despite having signal, it felt like we were the only people in the world. Fully remote, fully present. Then came another 10-hour drive back, leaving the mountains behind. Kyrgyzstan didn't just meet my expectations. It reshaped them. This journey reminded me that some places aren't meant to be rushed or conquered. They're meant to be felt slowly, quietly, and with respect. And Kilsu Lake is one of those places that stays with you long after you leave. I just realized that every landscape here deserves to be seen in different seasons. So after just few days of being here, now I'm thinking to go back again. It's just a short trip in Kyrgyzstan. I'll be uploading more videos on my other episode, but I'll be heading next to Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. So stay tuned for more adventure. Bye!